It is 7 p.m. on a Sunday night. And you know what that means, Joe? That means the Thunderstrikers are live. Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in beautiful Safety Harbor, Florida. We have a special celebrations today, as you can see by the hat. Joe's going to talk a little bit about that, and so will I. We've got some surprises, we've got some fun, and we got a lot of course, Tampa Bay Lightning information. So, I'm Jeff, your producer, and what do you got, Joe?
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Tampa Bay Thunderstrikers live show, and we are ready to go.
Yes, we are.
Shall we start off with shout-outs first?
That'd be a fantastic idea. Let's shout out because what is today?
Today is the Tampa Bay Thunderstrikers number 5.
Number 5.
5 years. 5
That's amazing.
years. And, I woke up excited. I'm still excited.
Yeah, you should be.
Got some ice cream cake.
I look forward to that ice cream cake.
Ice cream cake. Got some, a lot of people, mixed reactions.
What do you mean mixed reactions?
As far as
Why is that?
What's going on with the world, what's going on with Lightning hockey? Are we going to have it? Are we not going to have it? We really need to really evaluate that, because right now the state of Florida is big time numbers are up.
Well, yeah.
And,
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And unfortunately, we got some bad news to report later on as well. You can't always have good news.
True.
Of course, 5 years is a great news. 5 more years will be even better.
Well, that'll make 10 years.
Yeah, well, 5 and then 5 more.
Amazing, isn't it?
So,
Where's Ron Pisco?
Yeah, Ron Pisco is not doing too good. He's got some health issues and stuff.
I know. We got to talk about that.
Yep. But
Tell him to call in. We want to talk to him.
Well, last I called him, he was sleeping. I guess, he's
We'll make him laugh.
he's out of it. He's in pain. So all we could do is just say our prayers and hope that Ron gets better. And at one point, I guess at some point, he's going to be going into the hospital for the surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just have to, I'll keep you updated on that.
Good.
And Max Superdog, a good friend of mine, his pet, Max Superdog, just had surgery and thankfully made it through the surgery. And so prayers out to my friend Carl Gordon. I'm still excited. And, we pray for Max to get better. And Max has been on the comedy shows at Snappers for the last few years, which is great. And we love the dog, and we love Carl, and they're all part of the Thunderstrikers for as long as it's been going on. So we wish Max a quick surgery recovery, and he's resting, and he'll be released soon. And
We never like it when dogs get sick because I feel so bad for them. Why are we... maybe we shouldn't have started off with these shout-outs because this is like depressing for our 5-year anniversary.
Yes, it is.
See the cake? See the cake?
Well,
I baked that cake just for you.
there's more good news coming, but
Well, good.
unfortunately, you have to have some bad news too.
Well, let's... Ugh.
I found out that Greg Smeeter was also just released from the hospital.
Is that good?
No, well, it's good that he got released.
Well, yeah,
but I
so
don't
that's
know
good news.
why. I don't know why. What
I don't
happened? He tested negative for COVID, so that's good. So hopefully he's back at our place. I think I saw him tonight when I was leaving for the unlimited pasta.
Oh, good.
So
Well, I'll tell you what, I do feel bad about that because I love that unlimited pasta.
yeah.
Gotta love that unlimited pasta.
So that covers everything as far as prayers and shout outs.
Huh.
And shout out to The Undertaker, who just retired today.
Who?
The Undertaker.
Who?
Mark Calloway.
Yeah, I know.
What a career. 30 years.
Wow. Almost as long as my career's.
But you're not that old.
I'm pretty much old. I want to put a poll up, guys. Is Jeff old?
I'm sure you'll think of some really good some things going on there. Just like last week, there was a few that were good. So I want to thank everybody for watching tonight and thank everybody for their support over the 5 years. It's hard to even imagine, starting out small like I did. And, I was a small guy compared to all the giants out there. There was a lot of Lightning groups back in 2015, as you can imagine. And yeah, 5 years later, we're a lot bigger, we're a lot better, and
That's true.
it's gonna get even better.
Because you're
So-
co-host, whoever that guy is. All right, so hey,
Well,
you know what? Let's
went
talk
through
about lightning.
Went through four producers.
And then you finally found the right one. Sometimes you just have to be patient. Hey,
Okay.
Valerie.
We'll talk about good news. Well,
Thank goodness.
our 5-year anniversary is good news, obviously.
Well, of course. And
Um,
and it's not like it's just, hey, we've been podcasting for 5 years, or hey, we've been a fan team for 5 years, and hey, we love the Lightning for 5 years. No, it's hey, we've been a community organization. We are a registered company in the state of Florida,
That's correct.
and other than promoting the Lightning like we do, we also do a lot of charity work
Yep,
for the citizens of Tampa Bay.
absolutely.
So, 5 years of, hey, we like the Lightning is one thing, but 5 years of, hey, we help the community is a big deal. So, Joe, you got to be congratulated for that, too. So, don't forget the 5 years of Toys for Tots, Thunderstrikers Christmas, Christmas in
Mhm.
July, all these different fun things.
Yeah, the toy drive has been huge, and it's only going to get bigger and better now that we're going to be all throughout Tampa Bay. So that's even better.
Very true.
So you can only get bigger and better. And we have some good people that are committed to making this happen, and that's what we want to do. And hello, Val. Thank you very much.
Yes.
It's great that we have our repeaters come in all the time.
Of course, we love Valerie. So I put that post up. Is Jeff old? Let's see what the poll says when we get done with that. And yeah, we like the hat, but we love the shirts better. Look at this. We are actually matching for the first time ever in Thunderstrikers history.
This is true.
We are now both wearing Doc Talk with Killer
Absolutely.
shirts. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool.
So it all started on June 19th. Not a good day. We had 3 players, and unfortunately, as much as I am very extensive with my research deep inside the offices, which are no longer being occupied right now,
Yeah.
it's hard to get the players' names who are affected. And realistically, we wait for the Lightning to come out with an official announcement. While they did directly say that 3 players are affected and two office staff members, that none of them have been revealed. The staff members do. They were tested and everything, and the thing with this is now the NHL has said excess of 200 players have gone through the testing since the facilities opened on June 8th. 11 players tested positive.
Yeah. So less than 5%.
Yeah, because 200 players, and as of now, it's 11 players tested positive.
Yeah. So less than 5% who are in close quarter proximity with each other. It happens. Now, do we know the severity of their COVID? Do we know if they're going to be incapacitated, other than being quarantined for 2 weeks?
Well, they're gonna
We
go
don't know
into
how bad.
quarantine.
I mean, these
Yeah.
are athletes. It's
Mhm.
not like we have to worry about their, overall general health for the rest of their lives, kind of thing. These
Right.
are athletes,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, they have to follow the guidelines and everything.
of course.
But this, take into consideration that this is not only in hockey, because also during the week was the Bucks players, the Phillies players.
Oh yeah.
Phillies got hit with 5 players tested positive and 3 staffers. So they have a total of 8 so far,
Yeah.
and we have the 5. And it's going around. And unfortunately, Florida is not being, under the severity of everything that's going on. It's not going to be a hub city, obviously.
True.
And we're going to talk about the hub cities because now the list went from 10 to 6.
Yeah. So the question today is going to be, who do you think is going to be
The hub cities.
the hub city?
Well, originally we had said that Vegas was going to be one of them, but
Yeah.
that's not guaranteed. As I said on the last show, that it's not confirmed.
No.
They were leading, and things have changed. And I will tell you that the 3 Canadian teams are still left on that list.
Oh, yeah.
All
Well,
three of
because
them.
it's Canada.
Yeah.
That's the land of hockey. What is it? The land of milk and hockey.
Yeah.
Or maybe honey or something like that.
So you have 3 contenders from Canada.
Yeah.
And somebody told me the other day, well, I think it's going to be Vancouver and Vegas. So the 2 V's.
Well, they said no. It's probably going to be that, but for sure Canada, because Rich says they have these healthiest immune systems on the planet with millions of dollars at their disposal for virus-killing drugs, which is very true.
Yes.
Easily accessible drugs, progressive system up there, and it's not America.
Glad you were able to join us this week.
Yeah, Rich, what's up?
Because he was a little frustrated last week.
I'm glad you're here tonight.
Yeah, he shot back some things saying, I want to be involved in the talks and everything.
We'll tell him to come over here.
You know. Well,
Hey,
yeah.
we've got another headphones and microphone. Rich, you just jump on in.
We do have the accessibility to
Yes,
fit
we
people
do.
in here. And
Yes, we do.
Sooner rather than later, we're going to have some guests.
Yeah, we love having guests. Unfortunately, one of them got tied up in a little bit. He could not make it. And your other surprise guest, I haven't heard back from yet.
Okay, well, these things happen. But is the call-in available tonight?
The call is available.
Okay.
By the way, that's a great idea. If you'd like to give us a call, give us a call on Skype. The phone number is 727-474-8786. That's 727-474-8786. I'm setting it up now because, honestly, thanks, Joe, I forgot about it.
I was wondering why you didn't mention it.
Thanks, Joe.
Well, that's what I do.
Yeah.
727-474-8786 is the number to call for the Skype line. And congratulate us.
Yeah. Or you can do it you can also do it here on Facebook if you'd like to leave a message on Facebook. And the best way that you can thank us for what we do, and if you really enjoy our show, the way you can show it is tell your friends. Spread the love. Tell your friends that this is a great show, a lot of fun. We have a good time. We get a lot of good information out. And one thing we've always said is we don't spread rumors.
Nope.
We only talk about things that we know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we have opinions, but that's because we're funny.
Yeah.
And if you like what you see, if you think it's a good time listening to Lightning Facts and Figures, and you want to tell your friends, tell all your friends. We'd love to have them in there. Hey, Carl, how you doing tonight?
Yeah, we definitely love our fans, and we love the fact that everybody's spreading the word. Our viewership has gone up, and it was nice to see, and let's hope that it continues.
Oh, yeah. Because we are the best Thunderstrikers show on the planet.
The best Thunderstrikers show.
You like that, huh? That is an irrefutable. We are the best Tampa Bay Thunderstrikers. Heck, we're the best sports show
I agree.
of the people we know in the Tampa Bay area.
I agree.
A couple of them for sure. We know we're not in the bottom 2. We're going to let it at that. Hey, Joe, I do have a surprise for you. Unfortunately, the person who called probably can't make it tonight. However, what I've done for you, Joe, I've done this. I went ahead, and I went around the world. Around the world, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Took my little recorder. I said, hey, guys, it is Tampa Bay Thunderstrikers' 5th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And people lost their minds. I said, can you do me a favor? Can you sing happy birthday? And so here's what I got for you, Joe. We'll see how this goes because the audio is kind of bad. So we'll see.
Birthday!
There's a couple of these. This is in Sri Lanka. Yep. Then I went to New Delhi.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Then I snuck into North Korea. North Korea. Thought you might like that one. So, Joe, happy birthday
Love it.
to the Thunderstrikers at 5 years of having fun and doing the right thing for our community. Thank you so much.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
Yes, very
I worked all
creative.
afternoon on those 3 little things.
Very creative.
It's
We have a very creative producer here that
amazing.
knows. his
Oh, I'm
stuff.
sorry. Bob would like me to sing Happy Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Bob, you shouldn't have written that. Happy birthday to you. There you go. Happy birthday from me also, because I think it's a great thing. Bob, I'm glad to see you on here.
As not just a Tampa Bay Lightning group that
That's
we
right.
are also huge for the community, as
And the
he
Rays.
had said.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about other sports.
No, I have no interest in other sports.
You mean you don't like the Tampa Bay Rays?
No,
Oh, come on.
I don't like the Rays. I don't like the
Come
Bucks.
on.
I don't like the Bucks. I don't like the Rays. Nope, never will. Nope, 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 nope. But I can't ban myself.
This is true.
I can't ban
This-
myself.
Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about that later.
But the bottom line is, the Tampa Bay Lightning are my team. They're the ones that I cover. They're the ones I've been covering for years, and that's how I decided the Thunderstrikers would have a Tampa Bay Lightning show.
Very true. Very true.
So, people ask me, well, why don't you support the other teams? Because I don't. I don't.
Well, yeah, I know you don't. And the interesting thing, and this is where you and I respectfully disagree.
Big time.
I am a Tampa Bay Thunderstrikers Lightning fan through and through to the end of time.
Absolutely.
However, I'm also a hometown guy.
Mm.
So I am up for the Bucks, up for the Rays,
Ugh.
whatever that soccer team is, whoever those guys are. I don't know.
We don't have the Vipers
We don't
anymore.
have basketball. The
No.
Vipers are gone. So, well, heck, they're all gone right now.
Mm-hmm.
But
Everybody's
I'm
gone.
a Tampa Bay guy. I support who plays in my area.
Yeah. well,
Go Bucks. Go Rays.
That's you.
Raise up.
That's you. Keep suffering, keep not winning World Series, and
That's
just
okay.
be satisfied with adequacy.
Just remember, you don't have to support the winning team every time.
No.
And I'll tell you why. If that was the case, where would we be the last 3 or 4 years sitting right here? I mean, we hate to say it. You can't win them all, and my wife has told me that over and over again when I throw things at the television.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't win them all. We support who we believe in.
Absolutely.
And I believe in these other guys, but I really believe in these Bolts.
Mm-hmm.
Not just because they're phenomenal hockey players, not because they're doing so well up until COVID, but just because they're a great team. We talked about this last week about how personable they are, how they like to get on social media and talk about their lives
Make
and their
videos.
families and make videos and keep us informed and keep us entertained and interactive with them,
Mhm.
which I think is a great thing. I haven't seen it on a lot of other teams, players' pages, but hey, that's why we're different. That's why we're the Bolts.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, we haven't said a darn word about hockey yet. It is 7:20. We haven't said a damn thing about hockey.
Well, what do you think the phases are? The phases are hockey.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that. Okay, go
Phase
ahead.
1, Phase 2.
Phase 2.
Okay, well, we don't even know if we're going to get to Phase 3 yet. Phase 3 is July 10th or after July 10th. In this instance, the way things are going right now, I don't even know. Teams have 3 weeks to get in shape, game shape, and get ready for August. And I don't know. They're saying the first week of August, to start the playoffs.
Well, it's better than nothing. I hate to say that. I mean, believe me, because being a season ticket holder for 3 sports in Tampa Bay is a lot of fun until they're all squished together.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a logistical nightmare for this area, especially with everything else that's going on. And we all know this. We're not going to talk about the politics and things.
Mm-hmm.
But we're sitting in August for the Stanley Cup playoffs, MLB, NBA, and football. So I'm not really sure how they're going to plan this out or what they're going to do, but it is going to be a nightmare
Mm-hmm.
for somebody to try to figure out this stuff because it's going to be a disaster all the way around.
Yeah, it's going to be a disaster. And let me tell you something. There ain't no. Everybody keeps on saying about, oh, it's definitely going to be football. Don't even go there, because we don't know if there's going to be football. There's no guarantee.
I did hear a neat rumor, and I know we're not supposed to talk about rumors,
Rumors are bad.
but the latest thing I heard was if they do half capacity
Mm-hmm.
at the Buck Stadium, they're going to cancel everyone's lower bowl tickets and everyone's top bowl tickets, and they're going to have just the club members at the games spread out. I like that a lot
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a club member.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Well, of course you would. If you're a
Darn
team
right.
member.
I knew ahead of time this was coming.
But again, say your prayers because
True.
right now it's not looking good, and there's lots of problems. MLB's having major problems where there's almost like a 99.9% chance of no baseball.
Yeah.
Hockey is not there yet. They're not in agreement with the Phase 4, and that's a problem. If you can't get Phase 3, you still have to wait till you get to Phase 3. And with this, several teams not being able to do anything, and of course, not having fans and everything, how are these owners going to pay their players? And the players are selfish, and we want the whole enchilada.
Again, and we lightly discussed this last week, and I want to bring it up again because I think it's important. You got to put yourself in their skates. You got to remember that these guys, for whatever reason, have made a lot of money and are living the high life. And if they don't keep up that lifestyle, they could actually lose everything because these people are living on Davis Island, Harbor Island, in these Lakewood Ranch, all these really expensive places, and their mortgage is extremely high. So just like anyone has lost their job,
which
there's a lot of us, and we can't pay our rent.
A lot of people.
These guys may not be able to pay their rent or their mortgage either, and their mortgage is $15,000, where ours is $1,000. So you got to feel bad for them, and you got to understand that they do need their money because this is a career they chose. I get it. But they need to be paid just like we need to be paid. And us getting cut down to zero is the exact same as them getting cut down to zero.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bad sword all the way around. By the way, I also put another one. My first one, by the way, on my poll was, is Jeff old? Got a resounding 100%. No, he is not old. Thank you, Joe. Actually, and then we had one that said, no, he's not old, and he's sexy. So thank you, whoever put that one out. Probably my mom. Next poll is, do you think there will be hockey this year? And they're already just flying in.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how what the answer is going to be on that one.
I'm not too optimistic about it. I want it to be here. I'm willing to do it without the fans as long as we get Lightning hockey. I'm willing to do it without the fans because that's the way it's going to have to be. There's certain things that we have to just get over because of everything that's going on with the pandemic and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Florida's getting hit really bad right now. Everything's reopened and everybody's getting all this stuff.
That's because everybody came down from other states to party with us because we opened too soon. And so they all brought COVID with them. I blame Georgia. Rich Mendoza blames the Chinese government. And who do you blame, Joe?
There's a lot of factors involved. I'll say that.
Way to commit, Joe. Way to commit. Hold on a second. Oh, sorry. I was way to commit. I was going to throw some music in.
I'm a broadcast
I thought that
journal.
was maybe like the step-off music for you there.
I'm a broadcast
like when
journalist. I kind of concentrate on these subjects.
So if you're up on stage and you're giving your acceptance speech for your telebroadcaster of the year, and they say, "So Joe, who's to blame?" And they're gonna go as they step you right off of the stage. I'm sorry, Joe. Good.
There's many factors involved.
There are.
I get really disgusted about thinking about it. I just want sports back.
Oh yeah.
I want Lightning hockey back.
Well,
more than anything.
There's a whole thing too. There was more than one vote, Bob. Jeez.
Yeah.
Heckled by my own buddy. So, oh, where's I going with this? I totally had a fart here. I totally brain farted. I was going to say something profound.
Oh, boy.
I know. Oh, go ahead. We'll come back to it.
So, anyway, I'd like to know who was eliminated because last week we had Vegas, Vancouver, Toronto, Edmonton, Chicago, Columbus, Dallas, Pittsburgh, LA, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Now, I've been told by a very high source that there's 6 and that 4 were eliminated. So, I'll give you the definites that are still on this list of 6. Vegas, Vancouver, Toronto, Edmonton. Those are the
Yes.
4. Then you have 4 that were eliminated from the following: Chicago, Columbus,
Okay.
Dallas,
Let's dissect that
Pittsburgh,
one.
LA, and Minnesota.
Let's dissect that one. Would you go to Chicago right now? Would you go to Pittsburgh right now? Not because of COVID, but would you go to Chicago right now? 59 people shot this weekend. 9 of them dead. Yeah. Hey, Chicago. We're sorry.
Well, maybe they're the one of the ones that got eliminated. You got
Yeah.
Minnesota. What do you think of Minnesota?
Too close to Minneapolis.
What about Pittsburgh?
It's Pittsburgh.
Dallas.
You can go either way with Dallas.
Okay. Columbus.
It's in Ohio. Does anyone even live in Ohio? I know there's that team, those Buckeye somethings. I don't know what they are. Yeah.
Not a lot of good choices there.
No. But I will say, I'm with you. Vancouver and Vegas.
Yeah.
The big V's have a big time. It's perfect. The hockey players can play hockey. The wives can go gamble, lose all their money, go to the Magic Mike show, whatever they're going to do. Well, you know, that's what the interesting part about the NBA is they're telling NBA is coming to Disney to do their playoffs and everything else.
Boring.
They've told their families that you can come and stay in the hotel with your significant others while they're playing. If you leave the compound, like to go to the parks, you can't come back.
Oh, great.
So these people that think, hey, it's Disney, it's going to be fun. No, it's not. They are not allowed off ESPN property. They are not allowed to go to the parks. They're not allowed to go to the restaurants except for what ESPN offers. Whoa. So it's basically summer camp for NBA. Well, it's going to be for all these teams. And if the families want to join, it's almost like a forced summer camp for them, too.
Wow.
Because think about it. You can't send Braden Point's girlfriend out to go party, picks up COVID, comes back, gives it to Braden. He gives it to the team. So there's going to be a lot of lockdown things in place for these teams. It's not going to be as much fun as we think it might be.
Well, remember the governor, and I quote, "I am not going to lock down the state again."
Right.
And Trump says, we're not locking anything down.
Oh, exactly. But, I mean, you think about this. At least these guys, when they play hockey, and we'll just use hockey for an example since we are the Thunderstrikers. If these guys play hockey, they come in, they stretch, they work out, they train, they practice on the ice, then they have a great game, lots of excitement, and then they go home. Now, sometimes they have a 3 or 4 day stretch where they're out of town, and they go back to their hotel. But they still have some kind of unpleasant freedom that they didn't have before. Now, wherever they go is where they're staying. They are locked down 24/7, not going to be able to leave, not do anything except play hockey and practice. So honestly, if these guys want to get paid, they probably should, because now it's going from game to some fun with games. It's your phone. To it's getting work this time.
That's interesting.
Happens.
Well, we reached the halfway point of the show,
Look
Jeff.
at that. Look at that. I'm supposed to say that. Hey, guys, we've reached the halfway point of the show. This is your Tampa Bay Thunderstrikers coming to you live on Sunday nights. You can do us favors. You can make us happy. You can make yourself happy. Tell your friends. Tell your community groups. Tell your enemies, if you don't like them, that the Thunderstrikers are live every Sunday night when there's hockey. Even when there's not, we try to get as many shows in as possible at 7 p.m. on Sunday nights. And if you missed the show or you missed the beginning of it, you can rewind on Facebook, or you can catch us after Monday when it posts on CastBox or YouTube. YouTube for the video, CastBox if you want to put it in your car and just listen to our soothing voices as you're going to work or school or wherever you're going. So hold tight. Let's do a little break here. All right, we are back. Thunderstrikers of Tampa Bay.
That was a
Sunday
quick
night.
break.
I know it was a quick break, but we want to make sure we talk about our wonderful sponsors, hosts, and well wishers. Our place, which you mentioned earlier today, all you can eat pasta on Sunday nights, all you can eat crab legs on Thursday nights, and prime rib on Friday nights.
Burger night on Monday.
Oh yeah, just fantastic place to be.
Mm-hmm.
We also have one of our favorite places, Eddie's Bar and Grill in Dunedin.
I was just there yesterday.
Yes, fantastic wings, great service, great people, cold beer, and just a lot of fun.
Snappers
Bar and Grill, comedy all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Great place to be. Another place for great wings, and Taco Tuesday is just out of control there.
And Ruby Tuesdays.
Yeah, Ruby Tuesdays, they're good. I like them.
Yeah, I've been going to them frequently because they have the BOGOs.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The BOGOs are fantastic. So you get a steak dinner for $19. You get a big steak dinner, and you get the second entree free.
Gotta like that.
Yeah, so you're saving yourself some money.
So as you can tell, we like food.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Food is the thing to have.
So did we ever get an answer about the races in the Western Conferences and the Eastern Conferences as far as playoff matchups? For
No,
the
not
playoffs?
yet.
Edmonton versus Chicago.
Yeah.
Nashville versus Arizona. Vancouver versus Minnesota.
Okay.
Calgary versus Winnipeg.
Well, there you go. And then we just sit and wait to see who we're going to play.
Yeah, and then there's the Eastern Conference, which would be Pittsburgh against Montreal.
Go Montreal.
Carolina versus the Rangers.
Go Carolina, I guess. Is that one of those you just don't care? You want to watch it so you see what we're up against, but you really just don't care.
The best matchup is definitely the Islanders.
And I'm sorry to say to Ron, if you're listening, yeah, you're Islanders. Nobody cares.
Toronto versus Columbus.
True.
So those are the potential matchups if we ever have hockey.
All right, so let's look at Toronto. We'd like to see them do well because we definitely don't want Columbus to be out there whooping us again. They've got too much. They got our number way too much.
Mm-hmm.
As far as Pittsburgh goes, I've got friends from Pittsburgh, but yeah. And then, hey, I don't really care because I'm waiting for the Lightning to play whoever wins and watch the Lightning beat them. So here's the sad part for all these teams, at least in Eastern Conference. They're going to play. They may win their game. They're going to be elated. Then they're going to be struck down by the Tampa Bay Lightning and just sad.
Mm-hmm.
And that's too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really feel we are the best team, and we just got to go out and do it.
Hey, I'm going to step off for a second.
Okay.
Be right back. Hold tight.
Okay.
You keep talking.
Of course. I got no problem with that. Okay. And it would be a shame to let everybody know that I'm talking about my co-host's favorite player, in Kevin Shattenkirk. He walked away from a Shattenkirk thing. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent who ends up signing a lucrative free agent deal with an NHL team. What's interesting is Shattenkirk has done a very good job for this team this year, and I really feel, in my opinion, that he deserves to come back. He's a native of New Rochelle, New York, obviously. His time with New York came to an end, fortunately for us.
Thank God.
Let's see. Well, he signed a 4-year bridge deal with an average contract annual cap hit of $4.25 million following the expiration of his entry-level deal with St. Louis. And he's loved the Lightning. He's one of our key players.
Well, it's more than that. He's a leader. He is a natural leader. Came in to a team where he came off the Rangers and had a real bad break with them. It's almost like a divorce, and not on good terms.
Mm-hmm.
He was dejected. He was beat down. He was feeling bad. He gets to the Lightning. They bring him in with open arms and say, "Show us what you got," and he does. And not only does he show him what he has, he shows him the leadership skills to help carry the team forward.
Yeah.
And this guy is all over the ice. He took a couple first games, had to feel his way through, but once he did, he's become a powerhouse with these guys.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, he loves playing with Ryan McDonough.
Oh, yeah.
Those two have a nice history together. Tampa Bay coach John Cooper, whom Shattenkirk knew, from Cooper's connection to St. Louis when Cooper worked for the St. Louis Bandits of the NHL. Spoke to Shattenkirk about the role he might fill in for the Lightning Blue Line, and the rest is history. So yeah, I think he's been one of our key players, and I think Julian's going to try to fit him in. We definitely have our work cut out for us at the end of the year. He signed a 1-year deal worth $1.75 million, less than a third of what he'd been making for just as a Ranger. So it's not about money for Shaddy. It was about, opportunity, and he had a bad misfortune with the Rangers.
Well, yeah, but it's not because of his skill. Number one, he got hurt.
Yeah, well, that's what I brought out.
Yeah, and number two, it just was not a good mix. Sometimes you could be the best couple on the planet. Each one could be the best person, but you just don't mix. I mean, you and your roommate, you guys are both wonderful people. You just don't mix. Stab the wound. Stab the wound. Pour salt in it.
Thank you for...
Hey, happy birthday.
Thank you for reminding me about the nightmare that I live.
That's great.
But on the good side...
Hey, where is everybody?
There's only 6 months left to go.
Come on, Rich. Chat. Tell us fun things.
I think everybody's really, really depressed.
Oh, of course.
Everybody's missing...
Sucks.
Everybody's missing the hockey. Everybody's missing all the good times and everything. But you know what? Cheer up. You have a lightning show here.
That's true. But it is hot outside. If you're
oh God, I won't be outside.
If you're in Central Florida right now or Tampa Bay area, it is hot.
90 degrees in June only means that 100 degrees is coming very, very shortly. Every day.
True.
And then you'll have your hurricanes and your rain and everything that Florida offers. Horrible.
Yep.
Horrible.
True.
So we want to know what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing to keep yourself occupied with sports?
Are you
watching that dreadful NASCAR crap?
Awful. We are
Awful.
not going there.
Awful.
That's
why I'm saying.
No national anthem.
There's nothing even remotely fun about NASCAR.
No. Well, yeah, there is.
What's that?
If any of them take a right. Because they always just go left. But if one of them would take a right once in a while, it'd be a lot more fun.
Yeah. Well, I want to see, when our guys come back, what, combinations and what Cooper's going to do with the lines and who's going to make the roster, who's not going to make the roster. Because there's going to be some decisions here.
Well, I think we're going to see a good opportunity for some of the younger players from the other leagues to come in and see if they've matured and if they've gotten better over the year and kind of show us what they got. Maybe not to remain on the team for the remainder, but at least to get themselves noticed for next year when we start moving people up again and shuffling people around. That's what I'm hoping. If there's a silver lining around this cloud of COVID, I'm hoping that little things like that will come out. Some positive rule changes, some positive interactions with the community, some positive interactions between the coaches and the players. There has to be something good come out of this. If there's not, what are we doing? It's kind of a waste.
Well,
I'll get off my soapbox again.
I got a list of guaranteed players.
Shattenkirk.
Stamkos, Kucherov,
Yeah.
Braden Point.
Wait. Victor Hedman.
I didn't get to him yet.
Well, I know, but I'm gonna make some guesses.
I'm doing forward.
I'm gonna make some guesses. Victor Hedman, Miguel Sergachev,
Hedman's defense.
Vasilevsky.
Those are obvious.
Mitchell Stevens.
Absolutely.
Of course, I like him. Yanni Gord.
Yanni Gord for now.
For now.
Blake Coleman.
I like Blake.
Tyler Johnson.
Yes.
Barkley Goodrow.
Yeah, I like Barkley too. New guy.
Pat Maroon. one of my favorites.
Okay, wait. Will it be Pat with or without his beard? Because if he don't have his beard, get off the ice, Pat. Pat, I'm telling you right now, if you're watching or if any of your friends are watching, Pat, do not shave that beard. You look good in it. It's a good luck charm for you. It's a good luck charm for the Bolts. A good luck charm for all of us in Tampa Bay. Don't shave the beard. Sorry.
It's okay. We already know that already. You've said it a million times.
Yes, I
about
have.
Pat.
Yes, I have.
Zach Bogosian acquired in March as a low-risk depth option. He's done fairly well, but he hasn't really had enough time to really prove himself for the team.
True.
And that's the disadvantage, when you talk about, who's going to start and who's, going to be regulars. But when you talk about the defense, you talk Hedman, you talk McDonough, you talk Sergey, you talk Coburn, Ruda, Cernak, Shattenkirk, and then you have Shen and Bogey. I just call him Bogey for short.
Bogosan.
And Vasi's the best goalie on earth.
Yeah, and I don't know. Luke Shen, you know how my deal with Shen is, but
Yeah.
but I like Bogosan. He hasn't had that much of a time in, but still. Hey, Valerie has a great question. Who do you guys think will sign during the off season?
Well, if I could pick the
That's
head
a really
of
good question, actually.
JBB
I would love to pick the head of JBB.
and find out what he is, he's probably got, like me, probably got a million papers in front of him.
Yeah.
He's probably evaluating everything.
But I don't think he's doing it like you. But yeah. And the other follow-up question, which I think is, again, Valerie, these are fantastic questions. Real thinkers here. What rookies will make next year's team?
Funny, I was just going to bring up the rookie list that I have, and I have the same thing the coaches have. Cal Foote.
Gotta love Cal
The
Foote.
Lightning's top defensive prospect.
What
will
about
be
Nathan?
Strong look.
Is it going to be the Foot brothers on skates?
It's going to be Cal.
Left foot, right foot on skate?
It's going to be Cal.
I know it's going to be Cal.
Now,
Sorry, Nathan.
Corey Conacher will not be with the Lightning. It will not be with the Crunch.
Nope, which is too bad because he's a good skater.
Yeah, well,
We can't have them all, I guess.
that makes
but
room for Gemel Smith.
Yes.
And how about the Crunch's AHL All-Star representative, Alex Barre-Boulette? 27 goals.
I've looked at him. I haven't had a chance to research him.
I have.
But I'll tell you what, he might be a little shining star for us here.
27 goals, 29 assists in 60 games.
It's pretty good.
He's a rocket.
Yeah, he is.
5'9", 172. He's not a big guy.
Yeah, but he's a rocket there. Will he be a rocket with us?
Well,
That's
that
the thing.
remains to be
Whole
seen.
different world. You start playing these big boys.
Now you have, oh boy, interesting. You have Boris Kucherov.
Kokorov. Yes.
Became
Which
a
is
Swiss
we
Army
don't
knife
need
for the
another one
Crunch.
of those. We already have a Kucherov. We don't need a Kokorov.
And then there's Taylor Radish. Radish had a strong 19 goals and really improved this year, so he's up and coming.
All right. So for Tyler, I'm thinking give him another year in the minors. Let him get his skates right. Let him get himself right. He's a shotgun when it comes to the 19 goals, but he really doesn't have the team player that the Lightning needs and has had to make them successful. He's a great kid, but he's exactly that. He's a kid. And the Lightning are men. My 2 cents.
They're going to be shopping, and I'll tell you what looks like locks right now look like Joseph and Volkov are going to make the
Okay, and Matthew Joseph
cut.
should.
Yeah.
He probably,
because they're going to be at 28 players.
in my opinion, good gracious. Hey, look at that. All right, so I'm going to try something real quick. Give me just 1 second.
Okay.
And by the way, I think that Matthew Joseph should never have been sent down because he's a good skater. Let me see what I can do. I'll be right back.
That's interesting. I myself, I'm big time. I as much as I like Joseph and his speed and everything, Steffens is the man to keep. Steffens deserves to be on this team. I fully support, and I called that last year, that Steffens was going to be the man, and I'm glad they gave him the opportunity because he shined for us this year, and I think he's going to be one of those superstars that we're going to be talking about over the next couple of years. So fully have faith in that. But I like Volkov too. These are the two guys that I believe are going to be here. And maybe Gemel Smith will get another opportunity. Not sure. But I'm not sure if Cameron Gans or Luke Wachowski are going to be back. again, we don't know, but they have to make a decision with that because they are both veterans. Cameron Gallants and Luke Wachowski are both veterans, and
Joe, I'm gonna cut you off. Gotta cut you off. I have a special guest on the phone.
oh,
Let's see if this works. Hey, are you there, sir?
I am here.
Outstanding. With us, Joe, is the one, the only J.P. Peterson
JP.
of the Tampa Bay Lightning. J.P., thank you so much for being on today. I actually did a little research about you, J.P. I said, let me see what we have. Oh, yeah, it's a good thing. J.P. Yeah, the host of the J.P. show.
Hope you didn't go too deep into the background check there, partner.
I took a little break from some of the fun stuff. But it says you're the host of the JP Show on AM 820, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. And the man at the fan of FanStreamSports.com. You can reach him at FanStreamSportsJP@gmail.com. So I heard you grew up in Hollywood, Florida, which is kind of where I used to
did.
be. Yeah, I loved it down there. I went to FSU. Outstanding.
Go Noles. Did not have a hockey team.
Yes, it's amazing. They did not. They should. And you were the game day anchor for the school's football games at the Seminole Radio Network. Also on
that was a long time ago.
It was.
That was back when we were good.
That's right. I was digging deep for you there, JP. And then from 1999 till 2008, the former Seminole was lead sport anchor and game day anchor for the Bucks preseason broadcasts on WFLA TV, Channel 8. Joined Sports Radio 1010 WQYK in 2006. And today, hosts Happy Hour with J.P. Peterson weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. So glad to have you here. I know Joe's all at Twitter. He's all excited here.
Oh, yeah.
And you know how much fun every time we get to the stadium and, well, when they're open, get to see you. The one thing I'll tell you guys about J.P. is someone who is on the Jumbotron all the time, talking about what a great game the Lightning is. Everyone loves to see him there. And then he comes down and he says hello to the fans. Shakes our hands. He's personable. This is the kind of guy who fits perfectly in with the Tampa Bay Lightning. This kind of attitude. So, JP, what brought you to the Lightning in the first place?
Well, this is probably about 5 years. I mean, I've been covering the Lightning since I've been in town, since when I got to Tampa in 97. But started working for them about 5 years ago, when they decided to add like a kind of a game day anchor in on the Jumbotron, in-house type thing. So we do a couple of pregame hits before the game, and then a couple of intermission reports, and then during the playoffs we'll do a post-game report. Sometimes I'll fill in for Paul Kennedy on Fox Sports Sun on the TV side. So that happened about 5 years ago. And I grew up in Hollywood, Florida, as you mentioned. We didn't have a hockey team. So I didn't know squat about hockey, to be quite honest. I mean, I played every other sport under the sun, but growing up down there, we didn't have any sheets of ice back in the day. And we had the Miami Dolphins. That was about it.
Yeah.
And the Miami Hurricanes, but there was no hockey. So I really wasn't, I didn't know much about it until I got to Tampa, and then just really fell in love with the game and the organization. And it's just, it's been so fun working with them. When I was at Channel 8. I got the opportunity in the Stanley Cup season to literally go on the road with them for every game, and follow them through where we go to New York and Montreal and Philadelphia and then Calgary. It was just an incredible run. I'll never forget it. And just going in the dressing room every night after every game, watching looking at these guys, just how spent they were. I mean, just pieces of ear hanging off, and their lips split, stitches everywhere. Marty St. Louis getting his big toe drained after every game. It's like 5 times the regular size. I mean, it was just unbelievable to see what these guys went through on a game by game basis, and then have to go out 2 nights later and do it all again. I mean, when they say it's the toughest trophy to win, brother, from where at my vantage point, let me tell you what, I've never seen anything like that. And those guys, it's amazing, just amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy how these guys are such talented athletes. And they do everything that all these other sports can do, and they do it on skates. It's
right.
Just crazy.
It's like playing a football game every other night.
Exactly.
In the cup finals.
So
crazy.
We know it's Father's Day today, and we want to wish you a happy Father's Day, of course.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you very much.
I did see the picture of you with your puppy this morning. What's your puppy's name?
That is Tally the Wonder Dog.
Tally the Wonder Dog.
Tally the
Fantastic.
Wonder Dog. Yes, that's what we call her. Because she's a wonder dog. No doubt about it.
That's great. What a great dog. So, was your father a big influence with you for broadcasting, or?
No, that's
No?
a no.
Okay.
No, I was, but I guess in some way because he wasn't around,
I see.
and
Right.
that really drove me towards sports. I mean, sports was kind of my whole thing growing up
Yeah.
because I had a single mom. She was working all the time, so I just keep me occupied. I would, and that was back in the day where if you didn't weren't on a team at that time, you just go down to the park and meet up with your buddies, and you'd start playing football, basketball, baseball, whatever it was.
Right.
And then as I got older, I never came home after school. I played, I went from football to basketball to baseball all year long. I always, sometimes we played, we had you play two sports. You have a baseball game in the afternoon and a basketball game at night as the seasons overlapped.
Right.
Played a football game and one day and on a Saturday and played a basketball tournament that night. So that was, so I was constantly into sports, watching sports and playing sports. And when I went to school at Florida State, I was like, I was gonna be an attorney, and I interned at one of the local TV stations there in the sports department and figured out, well, this is what I've been preparing for my entire life.
Very nice.
I've studied the games. I know what they're all about. I've watched them. I know how they're presented. So it was kind of a natural to go into sportscasting, and it's a much better idea than becoming a boring lawyer.
Well,
Definitely.
that's fantastic, and that's actually a good life lesson for some of the younger viewers out here. Is that get involved in sports. Sports can do so much more for you than just being a player or throwing a ball around. You get to make lifelong connections. You get to make friends. You become a teammate. You learn how teams work. There's so much involved in sports that I appreciate you sharing with that tonight, JP, because that's important.
Yeah, man. It's I totally agree. I mean, that's why I always tell, even if my daughter's here with me in the car, and my son played football, and I don't think he ever really loved the game of football, but he loved being on a team and what it did for him. My daughter plays basketball, and she's also a very, very talented musician as well, and singer. But I wanted her to get involved in sports to learn those lessons of teamwork and all those things. So
Yeah.
it's worked out really well for her. She's enjoyed it. She's not she doesn't love the game of basketball, but she loves being on the team.
Right.
So yeah, it's I highly advise all kids to just try just a couple of sports, just try something and get involved and all that, because you're right, it does teach such great life lessons.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I'll tell you, you've that is a fantastic way to put that. And we've talked a lot about different sports tonight, and I've seen you cover so many different sports throughout the Tampa Bay area. Take Lightning out of the picture, and what's your other favorite sport?
Oh, that's tough. Honestly, my favorite sport to watch is college football.
Okay.
I'm a college football fanatic and a huge FSU fan. I love the pageantry. I love the unpredictability of the game. I love the social aspect of the game. It's just, there's so much, the tailgating, the emotional attachment that you have to your college team. It's just something special, about back in the day going to a Florida State Miami game, at Doak Campbell Stadium on a Saturday night, and it's number 1 versus number 4 or whatever it is, and the flaming spear goes down. It's just, I mean, there's just nothing like it for me. Lightning games are great. Trust me. I mean, a playoff Lightning game is right there. I mean, the atmosphere in that building during playoffs is just insane. Mean, it kind of feels, it kind of has that same feel to it. And I'm definitely biased because I work for Lightning, what we call Lightning Vision, and they're run by a man by the name of John Franzone,
Mm-hmm.
who basically is the game producer, and he is just an unbelievably talented and just incredible how he gets it done. I mean, he has a team of, I don't know how many of us, probably in total 30 or 40 total people within the building, doing everything from lighting to sound to, Tesla coils. And I mean, there's so many moving parts, and he brings it all together on almost flawless basis, and you get that product. Because I've been to a lot of other arenas, and it's not, we're easily, I think between us and Vegas, we put on the best show in the NHL, no doubt. We constantly have other teams that will come visit, and shadow me or shadow some of the people, John or Greg, any of us, and find out how we do it. And so they're trying to replicate that all over the NHL. And so between college football and Lightning playoffs, it's just, to me, it's about as good as it gets.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I gotta
a lot of
totally
people don't
agree.
forget. Yeah, a lot of people forget that there's so much that goes behind the scenes of a hockey game.
I gotta definitely agree. I go back to the early '80s when I was on Long Island, living on Long Island, and I watched the Islanders win 4 cups in a row, and I was at every single one of them, every single game for 4 years that they won those cups. And I'll tell you what, the Lightning, what they did, and when they won the cup, was amazing. The fans were unbelievable. I was at the parties and everything, and I'll tell you, being from New York, I was very, very impressed with everything. This is definitely a hockey paradise. I love it. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. I mean, that's the kind of fan, and that's why I'm in this business, is because I love hockey, but I love the Lightning. And that's saying a lot when I watched the Islanders win 4 cups in a row and never seen that equaled again.
It's true. By the way, JP, being a Tar Heel, I can appreciate your college football, just so you know.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean,
the line just went
maybe
dead.
college basketball, but I don't know about football, bro. Come on. I will say this.
It's actually funny. Even with college football, even with the Tar Heels not being one of the best teams or even one of the better teams out there, like you said, just the atmosphere. You know, all over UNC, all over. Even if you lose, and this comes for all these teams, even if you lose, the camaraderie is there, and that's really nice to see.
I actually worked in North Carolina for a couple in Greensboro, 95, 96, I think it was. And I would cover, North Carolina football. Big Mac Brown was the coach then.
Yep.
And they were, they had a couple 10-win seasons there. And I believe, what is it, McKeithen Stadium? Is that right?
Yeah.
Beautiful stadium area. Among the trees. It's a gorgeous stadium. I mean, in one of the great settings in college football. I mean, it's not, it's not the big house. It's not, Tuscaloosa, but it has a quaintness and a beautiful North Carolina feel to it that's just really, really special.
Yeah, I love North Carolina. That's where I'm going on vacation in October, is North Carolina.
Great place to be. So I'm sorry to keep you too long here. We don't want to keep you too long. I do have a question in your professional opinion. So what do you think about the rest of the season, and what's your kind of prediction here? We won't quote you on anything, JP. We're not quoting JP. This is his opinion only. Well,
listen. If you've listened to my show, I don't pull any punches.
True.
And and this is unlike any time in our history that at least since I've been alive, and I would throw it out there that this is I'd say this is probably the 1960s. This is World War II. This is the Civil War. This is the Revolution. What's going on in our country right now is really unprecedented. And there's a lot of forces that are going on, politically behind the scenes, in front of us. It's I've never seen a media like this in my life. I hope it, it's not, we really truly don't have a fourth estate anymore. We don't have an unbiased free media. I know I'm getting off on a tangent here a little bit, but I'll bring it back. And that's why there's just so many things happening that we never saw coming. And even viruses are viruses, but the way this has been handled is, at least in my mind, lunacy.
Yeah.
What's going on with the civil unrest and social justice. There's everything that it's just, there's no predicting what's going to happen the next day. I don't even know if we're going to have a police force in the next 4 months. Who knows what the hell's going to happen in our world?
Yep.
And
true.
I used to be able to feel, I felt really confident that I could, kind of predict what's going to happen, especially in the sporting world. just by looking around and reading the tea leaves. I've been pretty good at that in my day, but I just honestly can't tell you. I mean, I have no clue what's going to happen over the next. And that's not about hockey. That's just about what's going on in the world. You know, we may have martial law. Who the hell knows?
Yeah.
You can't play hockey when there's martial law.
This is very true.
I don't mean to be doom and gloom. It's just it's so hard to predict what the hell's going to happen. And even with this COVID thing, it's kind of crazy. 2 or 3 Lightning players test positive. People, they shut down the arena. Everybody's like, we'll never play hockey again. There's a very good chance that none of those people will even have symptoms. And if they have symptoms, it's going to be a mild cold.
Yep.
But yet we're going to shut down hockey for this.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier too.
I don't
totally agree.
Yeah, I just don't understand how, that we've convinced the masses that this COVID is Ebola, and it's not.
Right.
We know who it goes after. It's horrible that so many people have died, but we've had so many more people die than needed to because we've horribly mismanaged it. Instead of protecting the vulnerable, we know who they are, the older people with comorbidities, we've locked down the healthy people. I mean, none of it makes any sense. And now when 3 people test positive, everybody loses their mind. I mean, we don't lose our mind when 3 players test positive for the flu. We all say, oh, the flu's running through the team, and we keep playing hockey.
Exactly.
But with this, it is a whole new set of rules. So I wish I could tell you, but because there's no logic to anything that's being done, it's hard to predict.
Yeah.
So
and it's
that's a really
too.
long-winded answer to say I have no freaking idea.
No, it's a really good answer. A lot of the psychologists around are saying that one of the major issues that we're facing now to exacerbate everything that's already been going on is the fact that we have taken away one of our creative outlets which is sports. And if there's nothing to do and there's nothing to watch and there's no one to side behind and no one to cheer for, they make it up themselves. And it's unfortunate that is happening. So I'm with you. I'm really hoping that we get back into the swing of things.
Well, think about this, guys, and real quick, and this is very tangible. You can feel this. Is like when you come home at night, what do? I tell you what I do. I typically get sucked into watching the news. I would normally be working a hockey game, watching a hockey game, watching a baseball game, watching a basketball game, watching playoffs. Instead, I'm watching the news, and that just makes you crazy.
Oh yeah,
makes you bananas.
Yeah,
if sports were going on, then people wouldn't be watching the news. Their heads wouldn't be filled with so much of this garbage that's going on right now, and it really affects the national psyche because that's what people are watching. Yep. And they, whatever news you watch, you're gonna be indoctrinated with that thinking, and it's I'd much rather be watching sports, and I think it's really brought our country to a level of anxiety. I mean, it's a great point that you make, and it's just we're just so filled with all this toxic garbage in our heads that we need to watch a hockey game for God's sakes.
I'm with you on that. We need to see Sergachev board someone, and we'll just all cheer and we'll be happy. Well, JP, I appreciate you being on. Folks, you can listen to JP on the JP Show on AM 820 in Tampa Bay, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. And you can check him out at fanstreamsports.com or fanstreamsportsjp@gmail.com if you want to give him a little shot there and ask some questions.
Yeah, just hit me up on Twitter at fanstreamjp, and definitely listen to our show every afternoon, 3 to 6 on 820 or 98.3 FM or on fanstreamsports.com. You'd appreciate it.
Yes. Awesome. And it is a great show, I'll tell you.
I'll tell you what, if I ever imagined, I started this thing 5 years ago, if I ever imagined that I would have JP Peterson on the show, I would have never thought it was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, JP, you are a legend. I will say this. You are a legend in the Tampa Bay area and in hockey in general. Everyone loves you because, you're great.
You guys are too kind. I really appreciate it. I should have put this on speakerphone so my daughter could hear it.
That's all right. She can check it out on YouTube or Castbox.
Honey, they say I'm a legend in Tampa Bay, honey.
That's right.
She's laughing.
Well, thank you very much. Enjoy your
night tonight, guys. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks. Happy Father's Day, sir.
Thanks, you.
Thanks, JP.
Guys.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Wow.
All right, folks. That was a lot of fun. I wanted to give you a little surprise there tonight. I wasn't sure it was going to happen. JP was out with his family for Father's Day and was gracious enough to give us a call and join the show. So happy birthday, Joe. That's my birthday gift to you on the Tampa Bay Thunderstrikers.
And I'm sure everybody out there, all our listeners, all our fans are absolutely loving that.
Oh, yeah.
Because they see him, in the Lightning games and
It's
everything.
incredible.
And he's a recognizable, iconic person in the community.
And I wasn't kidding when he'll be up on the Jumbotron talking about the game, entertaining thousands and thousands of people, and then you see him walking through the stadium and you say, "Hey, JP," and he'll stop, shake your hand, say hello, talk to you. He is so approachable and such a great person.
Yeah.
He embodies what the Lightning loves to have. Joe, we've gone over a little bit.
All right.
I don't care because that was incredible.
Nope.
And but I think we're about ready to sign off for the week. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, it was a fantastic show.
Yeah.
5 years. Here's to another 5 years.
Yep.
Thank you very much, JP, for coming on the
Yes,
show.
thank you
which
so
is
much.
So awesome. And I'm sure the fans are going to love that, and they're going to go back and watch us again.
Yes.
Watch the show again because, like I said, he's an icon in this community,
Oh, yeah.
and we all look up to him and we respect him.
And don't forget, you can if you got in late, you can either rewind this Facebook show, or if you'd like to listen to or watch at your leisure, you can watch us on YouTube at youtube.com. Search Tampa Bay Thunderstrikers, or on Castbox for podcast listening at Tampa Bay Thunderstrikers.
Yeah.
So, Joe?
It's a win-win.
Yeah, it is. You got any parting words before we cut out of here?
Yeah, just, thanks everybody for the 5 years and supporting. Jeff's been here with us a year,
Yeah,
and he's already made a big impact on the show. I already
hopefully.
talked to him and told him, how I really felt deep down about his addition to, the show and everything.
After you quit hitting me, it was a lot better.
Yeah, well, maybe that's just frustration because, we don't have Lightning hockey, and,
I know.
we're trying to.
JP was right.
Yeah. Yeah, and everything he said, I agreed with.
Hey, that's because he's in the know. He's one of the premier hockey broadcasters, journalists in the area, and hell, in my opinion, in the country.
Mm-hmm.
He really has a great handle on all Tampa Bay sports, and especially all Tampa Bay Lightning. So that's just fantastic.
That's awesome. So that's the way we end the show.
Yeah.
Is having an iconic person here
yeah.
from Tampa Bay.
That's
and,
the best way to do
it's a great show. So we thank everybody for watching the Tampa Bay Thunderstrikers
Yes.
on year number 5.
All right, here we go. I'm Jeff. I'm your co-host and your producer. Want to thank everybody for listening today. If you enjoyed the show, please like us
Tell
and
everybody.
share it and tell all your friends.
Yeah.
Check us out on Castbox for podcast and YouTube for the video, and we'll be here next week.
Next week.
Sunday, 7 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard Time. Tampa Bay Thunderstrikers. Go Bolts.
Have
See
a
ya.
great week,
There you
everybody.
go.
Hang in there. Stay safe. Go Bolts.
Go Bolts.
See you next weekend.